Maryland man ramming his tow truck into a restaurant's front door.
Yeah, the crazy, disturbing scene happening after a man is accused of attacking restaurant workers in Temple Hill. Tisha Lewis takes us there.
Well, alarming video, all of this unfolding at New York Chicken and Grill here at this busy intersection along Colebrook Drive, and it happened on Tuesday, but you can see behind me the tire tracks still there. Also, the damage is still here at this restaurant. We're told the suspect apparently upset over an order he made. And that reportedly led to this, all caught on video. The suspect trying to jump over the counter, throwing items at employees. You can see one of those employees come out from behind the counter, follow him outside. A door comes off the hinges, and the two end up tumbling to the ground. Eventually, the suspect gets up and heads to the parking lot. Then, after walking away, the suspect is accused of ramming his tow truck into the business before taking off. Prince George's County Police say this is an active investigation.
Something needs to be done about this anger with the youngsters. It's not just here, it's everywhere. It's on the road. When you drive, don't you see it?
We spoke with the restaurant manager off camera. He says the employee involved in the attack is off the next few days recovering. He apparently suffered an eye injury. We're told this restaurant has been in business and been here for 12 years. The manager telling me off camera that nothing like this has ever happened. This is a first.
Okay, so y'all heard that right there, and it's a major reason why I'm doing this story. I probably should have talked about it sooner than what I'm actually doing right now. But this establishment right here, I've been there several times in the last few years, because this restaurant, is not, when I say this restaurant is very close to where I live, it is very close to where I live. And if the 1LVZ is listening right now, he's most likely familiar with this restaurant as well. And it's not a one-off restaurant, because it's a small chain. They have multiple locations. But this one is probably one of the more recognizable ones out of all of them, because of where it's seated at. What happened right here is exactly why I do not go to this restaurant after a certain time. If I ever go here, or whenever I do go here, I always go like during the day, like the middle of the day, most likely, when it's not that busy. Because at night or in the morning, like that late night, early morning crowd, that's the worst time to go, because this happened in the early morning time, I believe. I think it was after 12. It said around 1:25 a.m. on a Tuesday, because this is one of those spots that stays open late. Think of like a Waffle House, except they do have a closing time, unlike Waffle House that stays open. Now, this guy is completely unhinged. I don't know what in the world was going on with him. I don't know if he was on something or what. Some of you may or may not have seen the video, but what I'll do is I will leave the link to the video, because I'm sure that video is floating around. I'll leave the link to it down below in the comments, or I'll pin it to the top, and you can watch it for yourself, because it is like insane. So yeah, you can see that's him right there. And those are napkins right here, because those are napkins that he threw. Like he picked them up and threw them. And this was before he jumped over the counter and tried to get over it. But as you can see, it's this little platform right here that prevented him from getting over it all the way. If this plastic thing right here was not right there, he would have made his way over, and it probably would have did more damage in the back. And when they were talking about the person he got into it with, it was this guy right here with the gray shirt and the black hat, because he literally, once this part happened, he ran out the door, pulled the door off the hinge. Now, you got to have a certain level of strength in order to do that, because that was a metal door. That was one of those metal doors that he pulled himself off. He pulled off the hinge. And then they got into it outside. And then he got up, ran away, and I think he dropped his walkie-talkie, because they said he was driving a tow truck. And then he took the tow truck that he was driving, rammed it into the side of the building. I'm going to show you a picture in a second what it looks like right now. Now, let me tell you how dumb this guy is. This guy was driving a tow truck for a company that I'm going to only assume he's not the owner of. And even if he was, that's still dumb. But let's just hypothetically say he's not the owner of that truck or the company that he's driving the tow truck for. You just did damage to company property. Not only your company that you work for, but someone else's place of business, which is this. They catch him, he's going to, of course, get a boatload of charges. He's going to get assault charges for sure, damage to property definitely, and any other charge they can get. Like, he's not getting less than 5 charges. Definitely. He's going to pay for those charges and a fine and serve jail time once they catch him. And something tells me it probably won't take long for them to catch him, considering what he was driving off in, which was that tow truck. All they got to do is link it back to him, and that'll be that. It's not like he was driving his own vehicle and he could say strip it or get rid of it and then try and get away with it that way. He was driving company property. So again, he damaged that tow truck. He damaged this building. So you put damage to the company you work for plus theirs. So you're paying damages for that. The insurance is going to be through the roof. He going to have to pay for all of that, pay additional fines, and do jail time. This guy's done. Like, no one's going to probably want to work with him ever again after they see that this will be a hindrance for him to getting another job. And for what? Because your order was apparently wrong? Like, that's insane. Now, one story I did hear, and I don't know how true this is apparently this guy had ordered some food. He got his food and he ate it, and and everything was good and whatnot. And I think they said he ate it while he was in there. Then he left and then came back and it said that something was wrong with the food. If that is the case, I've heard that kind of scam all the time where people say, oh, they eat the food. They said the food was bad and then they try to get another free plate or some more free food. And they probably saw what he was doing and didn't want to give him the food. And it most likely led to this. Now, again, that's another story that I had heard. It's not necessarily true. That story is alleged, but what we know is not alleged is what happened in this video. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm going to show you a picture of what that opening was looking like after the fact. So this is a side profile view. I was going to pull up another picture, but it was way too small where you could see it more from the front. But this is where he ran the truck into right here. You see this board right here? And all this damage right here. He ran the tow truck off of the street onto the sidewalk through the grass and rammed it right into here. Now, what makes them so fortunate that he didn't get the truck all the way in is because the truck was already parked on the side right here. So he didn't have enough speed to completely run it through the entire building, or at least even further in, which makes it fortunate because there were people inside. It was like a couple people inside. So luckily he didn't go all the way in and just only damaged this part. But as you can see, they had to put a board up right here and put an open sign. So if people do want to frequent this spot, they're going to have to go through the side. It's a side door. That's right there. You got to go up some steps and come in through the side in order to get in until they get this repaired. So, yeah. And then also, too, they catch him. He going to have to pay some additional fines towards the person he injured, because they said the guy he got into it with ended up getting an eye injury. So yeah, you gotta think, you did all of this over some food. Like I said, people are crazy out here. Like, it's some wild stuff. But the fact that he was able to pull the door off of that hinge like that with him, and he's not even a big dude, a metal door. Keep in mind, you see how this door has this metal frame right here? He ripped this door off the hinge. Not this one because it's still there, but the one that was right here. This was before he rammed the truck through this opening. The door was already ripped off the hinge. Again, once you watch the video, you'll see for yourself. Like, you just go online and like I said, I'll try to find it myself and I'll post the link. That way you won't have to go search for it yourself. But yeah, people are absolutely crazy out here. I don't know what the hell is going on. Between this story right here and the one with the woman recording herself abusing the children at the daycare center, which, by the way, like I said, both incidences happened in close proximity to me. I don't know what to really say, except people need to seek some type of therapy or some type of assistance or some type of help. But that's after they do their little rehabilitation behind bars.